Debbie here. Welcome back to my crafty den. So this isn't a planner video. It's something else completely, or maybe not. So this is kind of a planner accessory. So I've made myself this bookmark, and it is a number of things. So this is a bookmark. It's got the hidden paper clip in the back. It's got a little bit of this crocheted ribbon on the top so that it'll act as a decoration at the top of a planner, a journal, you know, anything, your address book, or the little thing that you carry around in your purse to take notes. But what I've found a lot of times with my books is I want a pen, and like this one, they didn't come with a pen clip. So I made this pen clip to go on here, but I don't want to glue on my leather journals something like this, or have something permanent stuck on there. So I decided that I would make myself a flat pen. Now, this is not my idea. There are videos all over. This is kind of my version. So I've decided that I like this style, and it's handy. I can take my paper clip, I can put it at the page that I'm on, I can shut my book, whatever it may be, and if I need a pen, I have a pen. So this is called a flat pen in some videos. It's called a pen bookmark in some videos. For me, it's a combination of an altered paper clip, a bookmark, and a pen. So I'll show you how I made my version. So once I made that first one, I actually got thinking about my paper packs and the different, I just used a scrap for this one when I made it, because it was an experiment. But yeah, this is fairly well put together, and it's fairly stiff. I mean, and I don't think my glue's quite dry yet. I've still got some on my fingers. Yeah, I don't think the glue's quite dry yet, but when that dries all the way through on the inside, I believe that this will stiffen up a little bit more too. So I got thinking about papers. See, I am all over the place all the time, and I buy these most amazing paper pads all the time. Everybody does. All of us paper crafters buy these, and in each book, inevitably, is, see if I can find it in here, a border page. So I got thinking about these border strips on this page, and so many of them would be fabulous to make these pens out of. These little strips this one here, flannel, tea, apple pie, big sweaters, campfires, like, wouldn't that be pretty on the side of that pen? This pattern here, because it's kind of downsized from the larger page, and you're not cutting into a whole page either when you do this. This little blue strip would look really pretty on them. I'm loving this little floral strip. A lot of times, like, this page wouldn't be any good, because by the time you cut a strip out of this, you're not going to get any discernible pattern. This one would be good, because you're going to get the whole pattern in it. So you see what I mean about, like, this is when you choose your papers. This would be really pretty. Yeah, that would be really nice. So when you choose your paper for this, think about, this would be pretty too. Yeah, but I am not going to cut into a full sheet of paper for this. I love the feeling of autumn is too long to go on a pen. This one would be good because it's a small enough print. I think you'd get enough. Any of these like small script pages, word pages, things like that. Isn't that pretty? But this isn't a paper flip through. So anyway, just picking your paper, pick something that you're going to get your print on. So once you've chosen your paper, and I'm going to go with this one again, you cut, or at least I did, just a 1-inch strip of paper. So let's put this up here the right way, and let's cut a 1-inch strip. So put that right on my 1-inch line, hold it down, and I'm going to cut 2 of these, and I'll show you why. The second one, I'm going to cut just a hair. Well, maybe no, I'm just going to cut it at the 1 inch and trim it if I have to. And I'll show you what happens. I was thinking about doing it just a hair over, but I'm just going to stick with the way I made the first one. So the first thing that I want to do is cut these in half. Scissors. So I'm just going to cut them in half, and they don't have to be perfectly in half. But these are my good ends down here, because that top end will get cut. So I've got, take one away, I've got 3 strips. What I need is 3 strips. Okay. And then I am going to get them all down there together. And I'm going to grab a pen. Now, I bought a package of these Jot pens, $1.25 for 10 pence. So I'm going to take, I don't know what that was, but I'm going to take that. Let's check and make sure this writes. It does. That's always a good idea before you take the time to take your pen all apart, I guess, to check and make sure it writes. I'm going to take these pliers, and I'm very carefully going to hold on to the black piece at the end of the pen, and I'm going to turn this as I pull it away, and I'm just going to take out this because this is all I need. Then I'm going to take 2 of these strips. I'm going to open these up like this, and I am going to take some of this. I've got all my stuff laying right here. I just used it. So I'm going to take some of this, and I am going to put it right on the pen. Let's start down here, and I'm going to go to as close. See this little wee tip right here? This part's a little bigger, and then it goes in, but I'm going to put it right there on that, and I am going to stick it on here. And the only reason I'm doing this is because it helps your pen stay in place when you're putting it together. I don't think you have to do this. If you wanted to glue this in, you probably could. I just found that this was instant, and it made it a lot easier. So I'm going to take that. Then I'm going to take my strip, and on the inside, I'm going to lay this pen right in the center. Just going to eyeball the center, and I'm going to put that right up the center, and that little piece of that sticky tape is going to help that stay right where I want it. So get it all lined up exactly how I want it. There. Now I'm going to take tacky glue. Now this is the Aleene's tacky glue. I put it in an easier squeeze bottle because I find those bottles are really, really hard to work with. And I am going to put a lot of glue on here because I want this completely covered, the whole thing. Okay, and then I'm going to take this piece here, I guess it doesn't matter which one, And I'm going to take my scissors and trim a little wee bit off the top. And I'm going to punch a hole in the top of this, right in the center with my paper punch, like that, for my paper clip to set in. And I am going to grab a paper clip. A gold one would look really nice with this. I don't have any big gold ones, and I'd like to put a big one on this, I think. So I'm just going to stick with the silver. I only have small gold ones. If anybody knows where to get those big gold paper clips and not pay a fortune for them, let me know, eh? Comment down below and tell me where you get yours. So I'm going to take this paper clip and I'm going to put it big side out onto the surface. And I'm going to line it right up in the center, just like that. Then I'm going to take a little piece, a little wee bit of this weld bond. You can use E6000 or anything like that that you want to use. And I'm just going to put it right down in the middle of that paper clip. I did that off camera. I'll show you where I put it. So I put it just in here. When that dries, that's going to stick that paper clip down really, really good. But you don't have to do this if you do the eyelet step that I'm going to do. So I'm going to take this and I am going to put glue all over this one as well. Not quite as much as I have on the other one. I don't think I need it on this side. I'm going to turn this over and this over. And I'm going to glue the one on top of the other, just like that. So right here is the step where I have created the hidden paper clip. Now go back to that hidden paper clip tutorial that I did if you want to see this in more detail and get some other ideas and ways to use this. But yeah, this is good. Then I'm going to take this and I'm going to line it up here at the end of this pan. And I am going to turn this over and I'm going to press this down very carefully. Now, I was worried the first time I did it about this white, but that's why I was going to cut this piece a little bit wider, but definitely don't be. So I just went down the side of the pan, working this down around that refill. See, it can be flat on the back. So keep working that in. And you get to the top and you're just going to push that down. So work this in. So these things would be amazing to give in friend mail. Make little journals or flip envelopes. And when you send those, send a little pen so that somebody has this for, you know, marking a date when they go to put a picture in, or just about anything like that. So this is nice and flat on the back, so that that paper clip will work just lovely. And I'm just making sure that's down all the way. I'm going to trim this out when it's done. So, and the most important thing is to get this, squeeze that together until that is as tight as can be right there, because that's the part that looks like the pen. There. So I've got a little weld bond in here at this end, and I've got, no, you best be really careful when this paper gets wet, because I think I've gone a little bit too tight in there. So be careful of your fingernails. I'll just keep this one for myself anyway. Yeah, just be careful of your fingernails. So that's pretty good. That's in there really well. That's not going to go anywhere. So then to finish this up, let's see. I cut the last one with my scissors, but I'm wondering if probably not, eh? Maybe if I did it this way, I probably couldn't get a good enough edge on it. There's just not enough. So can't do it that way. So take your scissors. I took the top of the other one, and because the paper clip's rounded at the top, I took the top of the other one and simply went around like this and rounded the top. Let's see if I can get it to look like it's a little more even. There, rounded the top, and then at the bottom I took this and just cut up on both sides, just kind of like that. Then take this white and simply trim. This isn't quite dry. I should have left it a little bit. The paper is a little bit soft when it's damp like this. It's harder to cut. So I did that. Then I took my ink pad. Now this is just a little dollar store ink pad, but it was completely dried out, and I have refilled it. I've re-inked it with the Archival acid-free permanent waterproof ink in the jet black, so I could use it because I have the ink pad for that, but it's big. This is like perfect for edging, so I've just reused my ink pad and it works lovely. And then I know that this will not come off on my fingers once it's dry, or on anybody else's if I gifted these. That's a little crooked. Oh well, it's there. It's there now. So if you don't want that to be a little bit crooked, make sure you straighten that before the ink dries. Yeah, that's there, but it doesn't show, and it's fine for me. So then I'm going to take this is what I did on the other, and this part here is purely, I mean, it doesn't have to go anywhere. You could put just a nice gem on the end of this, or, you know, anything that you really want to. I thought it would be really cool to put an eyelet right inside the paper clip, because then you can put anything in there and it's not going to pull out. And if you're using these as bookmarks, then definitely why not put a tassel or something like that on the end. So make sure you put your eyelet on the good side and crimp that in. And now I have something that I can attach a gem to. I could put a charm on here. I could put a tassel on here, a little piece of chain on here. I could attach this to the end of a cord bookmark so that my pen was always in my book and ready to go. I'm upset that I pushed that in too far, but yeah. So yeah, this will be good. So I'm going to make a bunch of these, and I'll show you some of the different ideas that I come up with. A couple more. I just wanted to show you that you can do them, like decorate them up different ways. So this is the one that I had originally made, and it was just for a fall. It was for my fall TN. I just wanted to be able to slide it in there, and that's what gave me the idea. But if you had a TN that you didn't want, have a way to affix a nice tassel to or something, you could put this in your TN to mark your page and have your tassel come out with your pen. When you use an eyelet in here, you could basically clip anything you want to this. You could clip charms, you could clip, you could put anything you want to on that eyelet. That's perfect. I did one with some of last year's winter papers that I had, and I used a little piece of the border strip that says "A Little Wonderland Sparkle," and put it on the back side with the paper clip. And because I wanted the writing to be flat, basically, so you could read it. And then on the other side, I used some coordinating music paper from the same paper pad. It was from that same border strip. And I put some bling on there and added a little bit of this white eyelet lace or eyelet yarn. Boy, my words are completely gone. My brain has turned to mush. I put some eyelash trim on here. Yeah, that was bad. And the bling, just a couple of strips of this, and it's already sticky, so you just stick it down. And this would go perfect in a little Christmas notebook that you were keeping in your purse, so that you could write down what people wanted for Christmas or what you were looking for when you're in the stores, so that you remember. Because if you're anything like me, you go shopping and then you can't remember what you've gone for. And then I just did one without the eyelet, without punching a hole. I just put the paper clip on the back and I just used some scraps from an old spring paper to show you that you can just put a piece of bling on there, and everything in mint and pink is good, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where you put this, doesn't matter where you use it. Yeah, everything pink and mint is good. And there's a little bit of that gold foil on there just for a kick. So yeah, you could use these for anything, and look at how easily they just clip on. Like that's awesome. And that's not going to come off and fall out on you. Perfect. So go ahead and make yourself some flat pens, bookmark pens, paperclip pens, whatever you want to call them. I think almost anything that you look up, you're going to find a tutorial on them. So this is just my take. Make your own in your own style, and yeah, it'll be fun. Now, not all the pens have this little black nib on the end. I have to mention that too. Some pens, when you take them apart, are going to be different. So say I wanted to do a little mini pen, and I decided that I was going to take, say for instance, I was going to take this apart. This straight little right here would be perfect to go in one, and it would only stick out, just the nib would stick out. You wouldn't get that black point. I think these look more like a finished pen, but this would be just fine as well. So yeah, choose whatever you like. Just grab the cheapest pens. It's actually cheaper to buy a package of pens at the dollar store than it is to buy pen refills, because I was looking for them. And pen refills, by the way, are a little bit pricey, sometimes more than the cost of the pen. So yeah, I hope you like this video, and if you do, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to comment and share. By all means, if you're not a subscriber, don't be afraid to subscribe to my channel. I try to put a little bit on here for everybody. Yeah, see what I've got coming up next. So bye-bye for now, everybody. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video.